Centre College welcomed Abraham Lincoln to its campus in August 2012 in the form of a 12-foot statue created by award-winning sculptor Ed Hamilton. Since that time, Mr. Lincoln, portrayed as a young man holding a law book given to him by Centre alumnus John Todd Stewart, class of 1826, has served to welcome and inspire our students and visitors alike, reminding them that Centre has always been and will remain a place of high achievement and high opportunity, and that the college's primary obligation is to educate thoughtful citizen leaders for meaningful lives of work and service. We now prepare to welcome our first class of Lincoln Scholars. This Full Ride Plus scholarship program, funded by a $40 million endowment, is designed for 10 students a year who have the capacity and deep desire to change the world for the better. What inspiration will our nation's 16th president provide for these young men and women who come to Centre as Lincoln Scholars, widely regarded as our nation's most beloved and admired commander-in-chief? Few would have guessed early on that this native son of Kentucky was destined for greatness. However, his modest upbringing and early unsuccessful start in politics became the reason for his success, carving a core set of values and leadership style that prepared him to preserve the Union and break the nation's crippling bonds of slavery. What was Lincoln's genius? Perhaps it was knowing that he had no genius. In fact, it was his array of simple leadership gifts that was the genius. A combination of personal qualities that allowed him in later life, despite his own occasional self-doubt and depression, to provide a steady, guiding hand to our country at one of its most desperate moments. Lincoln came to know that true leadership is often realized by exerting quiet and subtle influence on a daily basis, engaging with friends and foes alike, and treating everyone with the same courtesy and respect, be they farmers, kings, or merchants. He was civil, fair, open, and tolerant, maintaining a respect for the dignity of all people at all times. And self-taught though he was, Lincoln remained a voracious reader throughout his life, cultivating his capacity to speak with clarity and power and provide leadership in a most complicated time. Combined, all these elements created an extraordinary individual, able to lift people out of their everyday selves to a higher level of achievement, awareness, and performance, exemplified through his own core values of honesty and integrity. It is in this spirit that Centre College has created the Lincoln Scholars Program. We seek talented young men and women from across this great nation and around the globe, not only to be educated by our outstanding faculty and staff, but in fact, to be inspired by Mr. Lincoln as they go forward as citizen leaders, changing things for the better in all walks of life, knowing that the greater good demands their very best each and every day, realizing that in America, the impossible is possible. How splendid for these Lincoln Scholars. How splendid for Centre College. How splendid for these United States of America, Lincoln's America, our America.